See where it goes on YouTube. Like I literally am saving up all of my little gold pills and all of my little cash apps and everything for a freaking computer. Is it
Yeah,
up?
no,
Did it
I'm
go
gonna
up?
have I'm gonna have my brother Mark grab your Cash App link, and I'm gonna have him add it to the arsenal of shit that he drops into my chat when I stream.
Oh, thank you.
Of course,
Uh, is it up on YouTube? Are we up on Foxhole?
the chat's up on Foxhole. I'm talking with them in the chat right now.
It
It's
should
all
have
right.
gone back up.
Alara said we're back.
Are we back on YouTube?
Oh, 5 by 5. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
We're back. We're
All
back.
right. Oh my goodness. All
No,
right. Hopefully, yeah. Dennis Lindsay said, I guess YouTube can read minds. Apparently,
hey, Mark in the chat over on Foxhole. What's up, brother? Do me a favor, man. Grab Foil's Cash App link and add it to the arsenal of stuff that you drop over in my chat. We're gonna see if we can help her upgrade her system so she doesn't have these issues.
I don't know. It's just getting progressively worse, and I feel so bad. I'm sorry, guys. Let me see if I'm scared to even pull up the Foxhole. Hold on. Is it buffering already? Or are we good? Okay.
No, we're 5 by 5 over on Foxhole. We're good.
All right. While I'm doing this, go ahead. Now, which one, Severe? Would you rather have everybody be able to read your thoughts, or for them to have access to your internet history?
Okay, so going back to what I was saying, the point I was gonna make. Well, I guess your internet history is kind of
Kind of like
oh,
your thoughts.
it's kind of like right, exactly. But the only difference is you have not checked every single thought you've ever had on the internet. So if someone has access to your thoughts, they absolutely have access to more of the stuff you probably wouldn't want them to have access to. So
Bet.
I'd hand over the internet history before just my entire canvas of thinking. I
Right.
would have to give them the internet history because that's definitely less than whatever they would find in your mind.
Now,
You know
what
what I
what
mean?
if they could only read your thoughts like in proximity though?
In how far of a proximity? How far back can they go?
Well, like, what if they're only in your presence and they can read your thoughts at that moment?
Oh, I thought you meant in general. Like
Well,
they could just do it at any time.
I mean, well, I'm just speculating. We're just rampantly speculating here. What if
Uh
it's
huh.
only whenever they're around you?
Only when they're around you.
Mm-hmm.
Um. Wow. Okay.
Still internet?
That changes the dynamic as well. Um. Well, okay, so they only have access to both when they're around you, or it's just the thought one?
They get one or the other. Either they got your whole internet history for your entire life, or when they're in your presence, they can read your mind.
Okay, okay. Oh shit, that put a little wrinkle in it. Um, damn. I think I still got to go with the internet
Still
history.
going
I
with the
think I
internet,
have to. I think I have to. Yeah, yeah,
right?
because you're gonna find a lot more up top in this mind of mine, at least, than you will find in my internet history.
What up, Starstream? Good to see you here. Uh,
That's a great thought too. A great question. That's a good one.
okay, here I got another one for you. Would
Let's
you
go.
rather lose your sight or lose your memories?
Oh damn.
Right? Tough choices, bruh.
Ooh, that's a really tough one.
Tough
Shit.
choices.
Oh wow. Um. Oh fuck. Damn, man. I think I got to choose lose my sight. I have way too many great memories that if I lost, well now, okay, there's the wrinkle to that question. Would you be aware that you lost all your memories,
Ooh.
or are you just starting from a blank
Oh,
slate?
well, I mean, you would know. I mean, you would be, you'd just suddenly not know shit, right?
Okay, so I just wake up tomorrow morning and everything that happened from today prior, I don't remember any of it.
Right. Like you just be
Um,
starting from whenever.
oh man, and I'm sitting there with my grown ass son, and I can't recall one memory of him growing up.
Right.
No, fuck that. Take my
Take
you
your
could have
sight.
you could have my
Yeah,
eyes.
buddy. I
Yeah,
think so
yeah,
too. I think so too.
definitely.
I mean, you
And it
can.
would kill me because trust me, I love visuals. Like I'm
I
all
know.
I'm an artist, so I'm all about visuals and shit like that, and audio and the way that they work together. So it would obviously crush me, but it would be so much worse knowing that I want to recall something and I cannot. No, man, I
Wouldn't that
couldn't deal with that.
right? That'd be
I
some shit,
couldn't.
right?
The mind fuck would be 24/7, and I'd never be able to get away from it. At least the vision thing you get over, and your other senses
Yeah,
make up
like you
for
could
it.
be like a bat. You echolocate and shit. Like you find another way to survive, I
Oh, and it's
guess.
absolutely true. All the other
Right?
senses make up for the one that you lack, no matter which one you lose. That's just the way that it works, psychologically and physically. So that's fine. Yeah. I would do that.
Okay. All right. I'm with you. I think I agree. I couldn't. I Well, I mean, there's some memories I think well, no, I take that back. Because the one thing I've really learned throughout my experience, because I don't know how much you've caught of my personal story, but I was, woo, I was something else severe, before I died. And there, and I think sometimes like maybe there's some things I don't want to remember, but I don't have any regrets. It put me where I'm at now, and I think I'm all right with that. I think I'm with you. I'd rather lose my sight
Yes.
than even the worst of my memories.
Yes, exactly. Absolutely. Because a lot of the memories that I would call bad memories keep me from repeating the same fucking actions that I've been through in the past from happening again in the future. So I wouldn't even want to delete my bad memories, most of them. There's probably a couple, a handful that I'd be like, yeah, you could delete that from the hard drive. But for the most, but for the most part, like even the bad ones, they keep me sharp. You know what I mean?
Right,
As to not make the same mistakes that created those bad memories or put me in a position to where those bad memories could occur.
right. I'm with you. I'm with you. Yeah, like now yeah, right. Now I make the choices I make like are kind of limiting the formation of bad memories at this point. That was a hard lesson. Like if you don't do dumb shit, for the most part, dumb shit doesn't happen to you.
Yes,
Yeah,
absolutely. I mean, it shows time and time again. For the most part, you are the energy that you put out. So if you're at
man.
if you're at a place in your life where that's the kind of energy you're putting out, it's going to come back to you. It's gonna surround you. It's gonna follow you. That's just the way of the world. But yeah, that's why I make sure to keep my energy high, man. I don't end up in that dark place. I've been there. I've seen what that shit looks like, and no, I'm good. I'm good. And it's those memories that make me cringe when I think back, like, holy shit, I really used to be in that position. Like,
Yes.
never again, man.
Right. I'm with you. I'm with you. I see a lot of people saying that they like Thumper Rose says, "I am who I am now because of the broken road that I traveled." Yes, amen to that.
Yes, that's very
Right,
well
that's
said.
exactly right. Belushi says, "What do memories look like without sight?"
You know what?
That's a good question,
I've mind fucked myself with that for hours, thinking about what that has to be like being born
man.
blind, right? You're
Right,
born blind, so you've never had a vision. You have no idea what anything looks like, but you've got all these memories of your life, of things that have happened throughout your entire life, from when you're a child till you're a toddler,
right.
a young man, a young woman, all the way till you're an adult. Like, what do those memories look like? What do they see? You know what I mean? I went down that rabbit hole before, and it's crazy. I can only imagine what their memories actually look like.
Right.
You know what I mean?
That'd be crazy. Yeah, right. I
Not
mean,
knowing what people look like. It's your old blank slate, your old canvas to create people as beautiful. You know what I
right.
think it is? Whatever you think is beautiful, the beautiful people in your life will look that way to you. Whatever you see as something in your mind that, wow, that's beautiful. I imagine that person looking that way.
Beauty
And then
probably has its own resonance, its
I,
own
I would say it's more colors and auras than anything.
right. I
You
can
know what I mean?
I can see
I
that.
think it would be more like positive lights and stuff like that. And negative people would have that dark
Yeah,
energy, that
right,
dark connotation to them
right,
because you feel them, you feel their vibes. When you can't see them, like I said, all the other senses make up for it. So their hair is going to stand on your arm when you're around something negative or someone negative, and you're going to get that black aura around that energy, around that person.
right.
So whatever it is that they see, I think it's just levels of dark and light. You know what I mean? I think that that is how they would see it, and different, like vibrant. And then I want to say that they would see different colors, but then how do they know what a color is? You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
oh, it's such a, ooh, you could go down that one for
Right. I
hours.
don't know. I mean I mean you can remember feelings without necessarily pulling a visual too. Like, and then especially there are some people like if you're around them, you feel the dark from them or you
Yes,
feel the light from them. Like
a million percent.
maybe that would be the primary, maybe your memory would be more heart centered than brain centered because it
Yes,
would be like a chest feeling like,
right. A
you
more
know,
energy, it's more of an energy reception kind
yeah,
of thing, like how you receive their energy as being positive or negative. So
right,
I think you would
right,
feel these memories more than like recalling them in your mind. You
yeah,
feel them,
yep, it'd be like a
which
heart memory, not a brain memory. Like,
which actually on its own level is kind of cool. That's even more of a realistic memory, to be honest, than
man,
just
it's
having
more
a visual
trustworthy,
recollection.
right?
Yes,
Like I'll trust that before what I can see. Like I trust what I and that's another thing that was a hard lesson to learn. You got to trust what you feel sometimes and not what you see.
those visual deceptions, even in memories,
Yeah.
are what will mess you up. If
That's how
every
they get us
memory,
now.
yes, if every memory that you've ever had a really hardcore emotion attached to it, it makes them that much more vivid, that much more real when you recall them.
Method said, he said, yeah, but you can't see, then you might accidentally smoke Parmesan cheese.
Parmesan
You
cheese, I
might.
see that.
You
You
just
might,
might.
but
Right?
even there are some among us that smoke it even when they can see it.
For sure. Yep. For sure. Right? Oh, that's crazy. All right. All right. Let's see. Would you rather have universal respect or unlimited money?
Universal respect or
Mhm.
unlimited money.
Yep.
Wow. Um, damn. Uh, shit.
Yeah.
I'm not really a money based person, man. Like I really am not.
But what could you do with that money? I mean, you
right.
could achieve, you could help people, you
Yes,
could
exactly.
anything.
And being universally respected, I feel is not even, I mean, of course, none of these things are possible, or they're well out of the realm of
Right.
normal possibility, I should say, because there are people that have unlimited money right now. You know
Right.
what I mean?
And don't do shit with it or
That
do the dumbest shit with it.
they can spend millions a day and they wouldn't even be a drop in the bucket. You know what I mean? So that at that point, it's essentially unlimited money. There's nothing that these people could ever want to buy that they can't.
Right.
A magnitude of them, of whatever it is. So whether their own private islands, they can buy 50 of them. Like,
Right.
you know what I mean? So I think the idea of being universally respected, I wouldn't even want that. I would like someone that if they don't fuck with me, to be honest and tell me why they don't rock with me, why they don't like me. I feel like it would be too fake having that around you all the time, being universally respected. You know what I mean? Even if you are a good guy. Like, look, we got plenty of good guys out there right now, and they're not universally respected whatsoever.
Right.
And I think the people that we would think would be universally respected, like take Trump when he was in office, right? If you are a true American and you really believe in, American values and morals and just what America stands for and patriotism, you would say, how could this man not be universally respected right now? Look at all the things he's doing for the country. Look at all the different groups of people he's trying to help. Look at all the positive things he's trying to make happen in a sea of evil. But
Right.
was he universally respected? No. And I think he sees that as a good thing. At least he knows who his actual enemies are, on the
Right.
people that are not on his side. So I
Right.
think honestly, you would have, by default, I would just go with the money thing, not because I want it, but because I like knowing where I stand with people. And if someone respects me for what I do, I earned it. It wasn't just given. You know what I mean? I'd rather earn the respect that someone gives me than have them just hand it over because I'm some name that they feel they need to. You know what I mean?
Right. I can see that. Can you even think of a person that I don't think is there a person alive that's been universally respected? Not
I
not
think
even Jesus. was
I think
universally respected.
that's a fact. But if you're talking about physical figures, I think that the closest there probably been a handful that were damn close, like maybe not 100%, but pretty close. Um, I would say like Princess Di, like when she was alive, she was kind of universally
Yeah, you know
respected.
what? Yeah,
You
close.
know what I mean? Like whether that's warranted or not is a totally different conversation. But respecting royalty and this and that. But I think just the shockwave that it sent around the world, like it, or like I would say like a Michael Jackson, but there were so many
Oh my
people,
goodness.
even at the time, that were like, no, 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 no. But he had universal respect. Like the man could literally go to any country in the world when he was at his peak, before anyone knew anything about any potential dark side stuff, before any of that.
Right.
When he was just Michael Jackson, bad thriller, you know what I mean? All that kind of stuff. I think there was a point where he was probably damn near pretty close to being universally respected,
Yeah,
but
received
you
by
don't
heads
see
of
that many
state.
figures
He
though.
could do. Yeah, I mean, I can see that argument for
You
sure.
know what I mean? He had the key to the country pretty much anywhere he went. Everybody would love to have him come there and speak to the people and perform. And, there are a handful of figures like
And what
that
did he
throughout
do with
history.
it? Like,
Right, right,
man,
exactly.
people. It's like people that have these phenomenal resources, be it respect or money or whatever. Like, what are you doing with it though? Like, we need. s- I mean, do something with it. If you're
Right.
gonna have it. What up, Chatternuts? What up, Doty Danny? Joan of Sark? I seen TikTok's opinion out there. Hello, what's going on?
Oh,
Right?
what up, Tick? I see Methods out there too. What up,
Yeah,
Methods?
methods is out there. All right, let's see. Hmm. Okay, here's just a silly one, right? Would you rather wear the same socks for a month or the same
Ugh.
underwear for a week?
Oh, yeah, I think you got to go with the socks for a month. You have to. You have to by default. Save underwear for a week. No, 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 no. Whatever the
You can't
opposite of that
wash
is,
them,
I'll take that.
right? You
No,
can't
I'll
wash
take the
them now.
socks. That's all right. I'll take the socks. You're gonna
Okay.
have to. You have to. How do you not? Come on, man. You gotta wash that
Right.
ass, and then you're gonna put on the same underwear. No, no, no,
Oh,
no,
right,
no.
right, right. I
Oh
can see that.
God.
I can see
No, that
that.
is so cringe. I wouldn't want to do the socks, obviously, but if you gotta pick one, I think you gotta go socks.
Okay. Oh, here's a good one. Would you rather have a pause button or a rewind button in your life?
Wow. Shit.
All right?
That's really good. Oh damn.
Pause or rewind? Hmm.
I'll go with pause. And the reason why being that if you butterfly effect that shit out and you have a rewind, right? And you go back to a certain point where you would want to change something, where you maybe made the wrong decision or what you perceived at the time, and maybe even in retrospect. Yeah, you're real funny about this.
I was just laughing at that.
Or even in retrospect, like I think that the I'm happy where I'm at right now. And I think if I rewound and played with too much shit, or even just one thing, that I would not be where I'm at right now. And I like where I am. I'm comfortable where I am. I
I'm
think that
I'm with you.
when you rewind and you butterfly effect out from that point, it just that ripple is
Yes.
absolutely going to change your life in some way, whether it may even be in a positive way. It may be in a really, really good way, but that is a hell of a gamble. Because what if that one decision that you made that you thought was a mistake actually is what put you on the right path to where you're at right now today?
Well, that's the
Because with
same thing with like time travel, right? Like if you go
yes,
back and you think you're about to change something to fix something, you mess something else up. You got to go back
yes,
again. Like then what?
absolutely, a
It's
million percent. And the pause is a good one to have because I think a lot of people make decisions either off of emotion or from a place of being irrational. That if they would have had a little more time to really flesh out the thought process behind it, they probably come up with something different. So yeah, I'd go with the pause. I'd definitely go with the pause.
right. Oh, let's see. Pause button could be handy, but really just taking time to consider things before. Well, I mean, yeah, maybe the pause, gives you the time to consider your actions. Like I think that's a brilliant. That'd be a brilliant feature.
Yes,
right?
definitely.
Like that. I mean, that was one of the hardest lessons I had to learn was do not react based on emotion,
Oh,
especially anger.
I think that that's one of those universal lessons that all of us
Oh,
has had to learn at one point or another. You know what I mean? And for a lot of people, I hope that it was a point where you didn't have to make too big of a mistake to learn that lesson. But I think we've all been there, done that, where it's like shit. I was so pissed at that point that when I made that decision, that was from a place of absolute anger and not
oh
rationality. You know
yes,
what I mean? So yeah, the pause feature would be amazing. And like I
man.
said, the rewind, I don't think I would ever want to use. So that's an
Right.
easy one for me. I take
Yeah,
the
that's a
pause.
total gamble. I'm with you on that.
Absolutely.
I can think of a few times when that pause button would have just changed, my entire just give me time to just
Yup.
breathe and hold
Absolutely.
on, right? For sure. For sure.
And it's just like the movie Butterfly Effect. Like you see, every time he tries to change something for the better, it gets worse and worse and worse. It's like, damn, man, like shit. All right, I got to get to a point where I just put this shit back to normal. Just let me be normal again,
Right?
please.
Can you even ever get back to
Right,
normal once you make
exactly.
just the most minute change? Like,
Minute, tiny, tiny,
man,
the
can
most
you yeah.
inconsequential thing.
Right. Right. Ooh. Right. All right. I got another one for you. Okay?
Yes.
Would you rather spend a year at war or a year in prison?
Wow. Can I ask questions about this
Oh,
war?
I mean, yes, yeah, go ahead.
Is
Let's
this a war that I want to fight in, that I stand up for and believe in, or is it a war that
Oh,
I'm being thrust into that I don't want any part of? Because that's different. There are certain battles that I would choose to fight, and there are others that I would not back up at all. They would have to force me at gunpoint.
let's say it's a war you don't want to fight,
I'll take prison. I'll
right?
definitely take prison. If for no other reason, if it's a war that I don't want to fight, either way, if you're going into war, you're risking the chance of death, right? But if you're risking the chance of death in something you truly believe in and you believe is a cause worth dying for,
Right.
then at least you know you're dying for something that you believed in and trying to make a difference and trying to bring change. If you're dying for something you don't even fucking believe in, you don't stand behind, and you're against, like, no, I couldn't live with, man. And ultimately, at least in prison, unless you're talking about if you're, Epstein locked away somewhere,
Right.
you're not gonna die,
Yeah,
the one
right.
year in prison.
Let's
You
keep
do.
it 100. Prison, I mean, prison sucks, but it's not like
It's
and,
not a
and
death
yeah,
sentence.
it's not what most people like people, I mean, it sucks. Don't get me wrong. It sucks. But
See, and now are we talking about a club med, a club
right.
med
Well, yeah, right. Or
prison,
are you
or are
in
we talking
like
about
a
Rikers?
Mexican prison, right? Somewhere, right?
Somewhere in Tijuana, you know
Right.
what I mean?
You're in Saudi Arabia for no reason. Like, right? That is a good
Exactly.
question, right?
You know
Right.
what I mean? And those are different experiences. That's,
Completely.
if you're talking about a Bernie Madoff prison or something like that, I'll go there for a year. He was treated damn well. You
Right.
know what I mean? But you're talking, some shithole in Tijuana. Forget about it. You might not make it the year, to be honest with you. You might
Right.
not.
Right. Right. Okay. Would you rather have Danny DeVito or Danny Trejo play you in a movie?
Danny Trejo is
That's the dude with the tattoo on his
oh,
chest.
what the I'm thinking of the main movie that he's from. Shit,
Uh,
man. It's on the tip of my tongue. I know who Danny Trejo, Machete, right?
Machete. Yes.
Okay.
I was gonna say Sicario.
Oh,
I knew that
hell
wasn't
yeah.
right. Right.
Definitely
Right.
Michelle. What? Well, he's a
Right. Wouldn't that be
badass, man.
great? Danny
But
Trejo play you in a movie. Right.
but no shade to Danny DeVito. I love Danny DeVito. No shade to Danny DeVito at all. But what? Having Machete play me in a movie? What? A Machete version of SevereAnon? It's over.
Right. Right.
Yes.
I'm with it. I'm with it.
Hell yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Would you rather live in a treehouse or live in a cave?
Ooh. Um, Same amenities in both.
Yes, I would. Yes, let's just say all things being equal, would you rather live in a treehouse or live in a cave?
Oh, I'll take the
I'm
treehouse.
with the
I
treehouse. Right.
honestly, I've always wanted to live in, like, not a little kid's cardboard
Right.
box treehouse, but the official
Have
ones.
you
I've
seen?
seen some that are
Yeah,
freaking
bruh.
amazing. then I would choose to live there. Like if I
Man,
had unlimited resources and the place to do it,
right.
I would choose to live that way. 1,000,000%.
Right. Some of these new treehouse, these newfangled
Oh
tree
my
houses
God,
are
they're
like
freaking
laid
amazing.
out,
They
right?
are amazing. They're
Be at
mansions
one
in
with
the trees.
nature, right?
Yes. Oh my
Just
God. Can you
how
imagine
peaceful
going
would
to
that be?
exactly going to sleep every night with that around you? Like
Right,
just that vibe, that aura, that feeling,
right.
that nature.
Just
Oh,
listening
give me
to the
that
birds and the wind through the leaves and the
all
rain
day.
on the leaves on a rainy day. Like, oh, that'd be perfect. I want to live in a treehouse. I want to live in a treehouse
Yes.
now, right?
Me too. Yes. I'm with you. Trust me. I promise you I would so do that.
Ah, right. All right. Few more and then we'll go woo, okay? Would you
Absolutely.
rather be royalty 1,000 years ago or just an average person today?
Royalty 1,000 years
Yeah, like
ago
you
or
had
an
the best of
average
the
person
best, but it
today.
was 1,000 years ago, or you're just, average Joe guy today.
Average Joe guy today.
Yeah, me
Average Joe
too.
guy today. I'm doing more right now in the position that I'm in than some asshole sitting in their ivory tower or looking
Oh,
down on
can
the
you? But I
people.
mean, can you even imagine? Like, I think about it all the time. Like, I know in 1,000 years, people are gonna look back and be like, God, how did they live without, whatever it is, portal transport, right, or whatever. Like, how did they live without time travel? I don't know. Whatever they have in 1,000 years, and I look back like now, like, man, they had to go to the bathroom like in a box, or like they had those
Facts,
shafts,
yeah.
or like, man, they wash their clothes where with what? Like,
Yeah, exactly. No, I'm good.
I
I'll be
couldn't do
average
it.
Joe
I don't
today.
give a shit if I was living at Versailles. Like, I'm good. I'm good.
Absolutely. I
Right?
gotta, I gotta, I gotta get back to methods in the chat. Sorry,
Oh, what
sweetheart.
did he? No, go ahead. Well,
No, no, no. He's no, no, no. I see what he's doing here. He's purposely being deceptive and he's building a straw man. He said Batcave case closed. I'm like, no, no, no.
Oh,
Same
Bat Cave.
amenities. Same
Right?
amenities. You can't put Batcave shit in a treehouse. No, no, that doesn't work. You can't have a garage in a treehouse. You can't have a Batmobile. You can't have all that shit in a treehouse. So no, no, the case is not closed. It's still open and actually was never even open to begin with. It was closed when it was asked because we just discussed how amazing those tree houses are. So the case is closed. It's just not in your favor, brother.
Uh, oh, Alara says she'd be tempted by the library at Alexandria. Now that is a good point. Like, imagine all the things that we lost over the course of history that maybe we'd be able, like, you could sit in, to one of Plato's discourses, or you could maybe visit, the library at Alexandria, or maybe, I still don't think I could hang with, the lack of creature comforts today. Like, I'm not even a fan of camping, but maybe.
And that really it does. That's definitely that's a very personal question because there are some people that are absolutely fine in that setting, like you were talking about, using the bathroom in the woods or
Right,
all this primitive shit, like stuff we see as primitive and so like archaic. There are people right now that have no problem living that way
man.
whatsoever. So if you ask them that question, they'd be like, "Oh yeah, back then it was lit. Like I don't mind all the shit that normal people would mind. That's fine. Like I'll clean all my shit. Like I'll wash my stuff the way they did. Whatever it is that they did, that's cool. I don't care. I'd rather be in that time period." And there are a couple of things like what was that Alara that made that point?
Yes.
Yeah, there are things like that that, of course, yeah, if you could go back, like there are things that are amazing that you would experience in that time period, especially if you were royalty at that time, because you'd have access to all of it. But still, I think I go average Joe
Yeah, I me
today.
me too. I mean, now to be fair, they don't they don't calm the deep state down. We might be back 1,000 years. They don't get this shit in hand. The way these people are acting, like, I don't want to. Can you imagine just suddenly like living today and then suddenly there's there's no internet, there's no electricity, we have to figure out how to grow our own food, like we get set back. I can't even imagine.
Oh yeah, I mean, especially and even the generation that I'm from, looking back, it's like, wow, that's a huge leap. But can you imagine the kids now just being
Oh
born into
my
all this
god.
technology, looking back on that, like,
They can't
That
even tell time on a clock, like a regular
nope,
clock, dude.
nope. That's so foreign to them. Like any of that kind, that's foreign enough to
Could you
me and you,
imagine?
but to them, they're like, dude, what? They can't even
Right?
fathom that. They literally couldn't even fathom that.
Imagine telling them to go look something up, like, go look it up in the dictionary. Huh? Just anything, just little simple things.
Absolutely.
They'd be like, "What? Oh, what a nightmare." There's a whole generation of kids that like my nieces. I joke all the time. Like I'm older than Google, man. Like I remembered before Google, dude. Like,
He said, I'm older than Google. I've never
right?
heard that
I'm
before. I
older
like
than
that.
Google, yo. Like,
That's
calm down,
hilarious.
right? I used to memorize shit because my brain was my Google. Like, that
Yes,
used to be
exactly.
the way of it, right?
The library was our Google. You wanted
Man,
to go dig on something or research something, you had
right?
to go hit the
Yeah,
stacks,
you
man.
had to be devoted to some shit because you had to go in there and do the work. Like, there was none of this type and hit enter, none of this swipe
Ask
text.
ask one of these kids today. Ask any of them what the Dewey Decimal System is.
Man, right? Or how it
Ask
even
any of
works.
them. Any of them. They're gonna look at you
Oh,
like, what? What do you mean? Unless, I mean, you do still have kids. Don't get me wrong. There are still kids that are brainiacs that do hit the
oh,
library,
for
that do all
sure.
that kind of stuff. But I'm talking in general terms. Like, no, these kids would be completely lost. They'd have no clue what you're talking about. You just
Lost.
put them in a library, like, yo, you have like 2 minutes to find this book. How are you gonna go find it? They'd be like, I don't know. They would have no idea to pull out the racks and the index cards and start. They would have no clue, zero.
Man, it'd be
And I've been
wild.
there and done that for every book report I ever wrote. You know what I mean? Every
Right.
sometimes you got to use the school library, which was kind of cool. It was smaller and everything was easily accessible. But sometimes you had to go to the library, and that's how it was. And I used to love going to the library.
Oh, like a whole
I've read more
adventure.
books than I could count. Like I thousands, literally thousands. So
I'm
I
with
used to
you.
love the library.
I like the smell of the paper. I like to turn
Yes,
the page. Like
yes.
I still read whole actual books,
See,
like
and what you just said actually ties into a point I was going to make way earlier when it came not triggered by vision. The sense of smell, big
yes.
time.
Oh, that's
You get and it
strongest.
brings you right to where you were when you smelled that the last smelled it. It's automatic. Certain like grandma's like spaghetti sauce or
Man,
whatever it is.
yes.
Anything
Right.
like that, you're like, oh my god, it brings me back to being a little kid on like Sunday
Mhm.
at my grandparents' house.
Yeah,
Like,
like I know what Christmas Eve smells like,
yes,
you
it's
know.
amazing.
I
It's
know what
amazing.
Thanksgiving smells like. I know what my grandmother smells like.
See, but now take that and kick it up a way notch because you don't have your vision.
Right.
So that sense
Ooh.
of smell would be even more heightened. Like all the other senses would totally make up for that. Or even a sound. If you hear a certain song, or it happens with me at least, maybe just because I make music, but if I hear certain songs, it'll bring me back to a time where that song
Yeah.
was like
Yup.
popular or something I was doing while that song was playing. Like
Mhm.
it's crazy, but I
Yep.
love that kind of stuff.
Yep. I'm with you. I'm with you. Uh-oh. Is are we good on YouTube? I see Debbie Rouse said
Someone said
spinning.
no.
Uh-oh. Are we
Jonah,
down?
no, I'm thinking that's probably no.
Uh-oh. Are we
Jonah,
down?
no, I'm thinking that's probably.
Hold on, because it doesn't tell me that we're disconnected yet. Maybe they need to hit the refresh. What up, average Joe Patriot, if you can hear me? Hi. Is it good?
Oh, you got all my peeps in here, man. Above average Joe Patriot, blonde blue lady Q, Jedi Patriot, all my peoples are here. Leah Word, great
Yeah, well
community over here,
they
Foil.
come and hang out all the time. Like I we have the best community. We have the best community of people. Like YouTube, I love Foxhole. Man, it's like the people are always there. You can jump in somebody's chat and they're hanging out. Like and there's so many channels to choose from now, and people will hop back and forth, just showing love all
I
over the
love it.
place.
It's
Right,
awesome.
right. I think we're good. I think we're good on both platforms.
I think we are too.
Okay, all
Yeah,
right,
it says
just checking.
YouTube. Golden Crisp said YouTube
YouTube
is
is good.
good.
Okay. Yeah, for those just walking in, you can see I had done the lotto earlier since the stream got killed, like 20 minutes in. So if you guys want to grab Lotto, you can. Um, all right. Would you rather be in the history books for something terrible?
Wow. Did I do something amazing before I was forgotten?
Hmm. Hmm.
Because it should be the inverse, right? Like either being remembered in history for doing something horrible or forgotten, even though you
Okay,
did
fair
something
point.
amazing,
Yes.
right? I'd rather be forgotten and have done something amazing that still change the world
Right.
for the better.
Well, there are
I'd
probably
much rather.
amazing things that we've done that we don't even realize that we've done that have impacted people to change,
Yes,
even if you just change one life for the better.
it's
You
a
know what I
fact.
mean? And that we've forgotten about, or people will have forgotten about, or whatever. But just that one action that you did that
Yes,
one day, and you never even thought about it again. That maybe you really changed somebody's whole life or whole
yes,
perspective. Like, yeah, I'm with you.
absolutely. And I put too much good out. I put too much positive energy out to ever remember to take the latter over the former.
Listen, I with the way that I had got notoriety, even if it was just on a local level, and it was terrible. Like, it was terrible, and I'm so glad that I got the opportunity to revamp, just to revamp and change my whole perspective, and give
Absolutely.
give back and try to fix, even if it's just in the smallest measure, to try and fix some of the messes that I made.
Yes,
Like, I'm
absolutely.
super grateful for that, even if nobody ever knows. You
And
know.
I wouldn't mind being for exactly because that's why I wouldn't mind being forgotten because the good that you did is still there regardless whether
Yes, you
people
put that
remember it or
energy
not.
out,
Exactly. And I'm not all about fame anyway. I don't like limelight. I don't
right?
like that type of shit. So it's like
Well, that's
being
the thing.
forgotten. That's a no brainer. Yeah, that's easy. I'd definitely take that.
That's the thing. If you're doing something just so people will remember that you did it, like, in of itself, right?
Like me. What about me? Did you forget about me and everything that I did with the vaccine? I mean, come on.
Oh, buddy, right?
I'm the father. So let's not forget me. Like,
Right?
yeah, no, that's so not me. I would
Right?
never be that guy. It's just not in my nature.
Oh, yeah. That's that of all the things, like pushing that vax.
I can't. It's too
I can't.
much, man.
Yeah, like, man, just no, just no,
Just
no,
no. Yes,
nope.
exactly. Just let it fade out
Yeah, right. Like,
the way it
the
has been
people that wanted it
organically.
got it. The people that, like, just let it go.
Let it go.
Just let it
Yes,
go,
yes.
right?
The reason that
Oh,
it lives on is because he will not let it go.
man, right? And
That's the
and there
only reason it still goes on.
and there comes a time when, like, don't get me wrong. If it's Trump and anybody else today, it's Trump. But dude, what now? Not
Yes,
what yesterday, not what
yes,
last. What now? Right? Like, where are we at? What are we going to do now? Because there are a lot of us out here that are like, we want to fix this shit.
yes,
There is clearly some kind of fucktastrophe going on. What now?
yes. A million
Right?
percent. I'm right there with you.
Man, and like, one of my big rants all the time. uh Change doesn't come top down. It never does. Dominion comes top down. Change grows organically from the bottom up, right? So get involved locally. Know your neighbor. Be nice to the people around you. Like, sometimes the littlest things that we just, like I said, you might have done something one day that completely changed somebody's life. Be just be like Melania, be better. Just be better.
Yes.
Work on you, and you being better will change people around you that will be better, and it will just
Or
manifest out
it
from there.
absolutely. You sound just like me. I say this shit all the time that you cannot have change at a macro level without making it happen at a micro level. It has to.
Man,
You got your sights set way too high if you're
right.
trying to change things that are way beyond your station. do things that you can change, to the things that affect your day-to-day life and your operations and the way that you're living and what's going on around you, that you have direct impact over.
Yes.
You can vote for people at a local level. You can
Yes.
get involved at a local level on your school board, on being a part of I want to say the PTA, but all this, it's all so
Ma-
wrecked. Like it's
Right,
all
but
so
you
broken.
can't.
But
But
there
we
are things
can't
that you
walk
can do.
away.
No,
We can't walk away. You can't say, "Ah, it's fuck. Never mind." No,
exactly. No,
like that's
no,
what
they're
they want
banking
you
on
to
that.
do,
They
right?
are banking on that.
Oh, that's
That's
what they want you to do,
Yes, absolutely. They want you to feel hopeless because when you feel hopeless, you take no action, and
man.
that is the only reason they continue to win is lack of action on our
Yeah,
side. That's all it is.
join community groups. Join a church that gets involved and does community activities. We have to form. See, if they're pushing a certain perspective of society, we've got to form our own alternate track, our own alternate societies. We've got to get involved with things that are counter to what they're pushing, and eventually the strength of those things will affect other things, and it will grow and change their narrative.
Yes, 1,000,000%. I say it all the time. There are right now, as we speak, there are two worlds that people are living in. There's the one that they're creating. That they broke the matrix last year. They completely destroyed
Man.
it, and that iteration, that version, they it's gone. That's deleted. It's finished. Like there's no getting that back. I know people think like, oh, we're gonna return to normal. No, we're not. That
Right.
whatever you had pre-COVID, that shit's bye bye. Like see ya. Like just that you have to make that your starting point and at
Right.
least come to the realization that that world is never going to exist again. Whether you see that as good or bad or it's indifferent, it's a non sequitur, but you have to realize that system is gone. It's broken. It's demolished. It's completely finished. It's been deleted.
Right.
That's never coming back. So now that you're using where we're at right now as your starting point, there are absolutely two worlds. The new one that they're trying to create, where it is a great reset, and Klaus Schwab is your god, and Bill Gates is your god,
Right.
and Fauci is your god, and these people are your gods. And then there's reality. There's where people like me and everyone in this chat and Foil and all of us choose to reside because we opt out of that system and we choose not to be a part of it consciously, and we build our own. The infrastructure within our community is fully in our favor. We hold all the cards with this shit. We grow all the food.
Right.
We are the means of production in this country, not them. The only
Right.
thing they produce is indoctrinated sheep. Like that is all they're responsible for producing. They don't produce anything else. All the truckers on our side, all the farmers on our side, all the people that are making moves that really grease the wheels of what makes this country move, our side. Like they hold no cards in this. So let them have their little weird matrix where there's
Right.
148 million genders and you can be 17 different sexes throughout the day. Let them have that. That's fine. That's cool. You know, whatever. Do what you will with that. We choose to opt out. We choose to not be a part of that program.
Right.
And but there are too many people that are like, no, we don't have a choice. That program is all we have. And it's like, no, no, it's not. That mentality will keep you in that program and you will by default become a part of it because that is where your frequency is. That's where you're vibing at. Like you can't be. You need to break yourself from that spell that they have you under and realize we hold a lot more cards
Yes,
than we
that's
do.
why they depend on mental manipulation,
Yes,
because we have the actual cards.
the physical goods we've got that's us. They have nothing to do with how a society actually functions. To be honest, if you eliminated them from our society, it would function at a way better pace where this works for everybody. It is not only relegated to a few elites to get the entire lion's share of everything while we get the fucking scraps. No,
Right.
no, 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 no.
These people are a predator class is the problem,
Absolutely.
and they have been. Now we promised the people some woo, Severe. So
Let's go.
let's just take a little walk to Wooville, okay?
I'm all about it. Absolutely.
So these people are a predator class, and they've been a predator class for generations on generations on generations. Now I know
Yes.
a lot of people out there, they're interested in the bloodlines. Some of the people believe that this is the result of alien interference, that we've got reptiles running the world. That there are clones running around making decisions. Break it down for me, Severe. Who started this mess? Who is in charge of this mess? Is it the lizards? Because I'm all about the lizard people personally, man. I'm convinced. And are they physical lizards? Are they actual physical lizards, or is this a projection? Like a mental or spiritual projection. Are they even aliens? Are they perhaps demons? Because you know, I tend to look at things from a biblical perspective. As far as I'm convinced, this shit has all been written down. Like, we literally
Yes.
know how this is going to end, right?
Yes. I
We
say
got
it
a
all the
whole
time.
handbook, right?
Yes.
There should be no confusion. Like,
No, absolutely. I'm right there with you. To be honest with you, where it starts, that's
was
a
it the
really tough
Anunnaki,
question.
right? Are we the result of genetic experimentation? Like, there's so many roads we could travel with this. Just pick one and tell me your thoughts on it.
I think the easiest way for me to do that would be to actually do it in reverse and
Okay.
say what I'm seeing now, and then kind of backtrack where this comes from.
It works for me.
What I'm seeing now is actual, like, pretty much demonic possession of these people. It
I'm
is
with you.
very hardcore dark forces that have infiltrated this realm and are here heavily. And there are certain people that are receptive to receiving this type of energy, and there are others that are not. I am someone that's never been open to receiving that kind of energy. I think even if I wanted to, my mind just does not function that way. It does not fall in line with being able to just be easily manipulated that way. It's too strong for that. It breaks the spells automatically, and that's not even being woke. I felt like that when I was 6 years old, when they were teaching us about the globe and they were teaching us about planets, and I had legitimate questions that they completely dismissed.
Right.
And apparently because they didn't have the answers. So that set off red flags in my mind, even as a very young child. Like, what's going on here? Like, I'm asking the people that are supposed to know all this stuff, and they're just dismissing what I'm asking because apparently they don't have an answer to give me. So I always knew something was off, always from the very beginning.
That's the one thing we can all agree on, is that this shit is a lie. Something
This
is
shit's
wrong,
all a lie. I
right?
mean, my
Okay.
song "World of Illusion" literally describes how every single thing that we see is completely a lie. It's all bullshit. It's all inversion of